Hey everyone! So I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I posted a video regarding friends with benefits, and I want to do one regarding committed relationships. And I want to tell you my story of why my committed relationship did not work out. When I talk about committed relationships, I'm referring to a relationship between two people. I know there are many other types of relationships out there, and I totally support that. So let's talk about my committed relationship. I've only been in one. Anyone else that I had intimate feelings or like that I was intimate with, it was more like cuddle buddies, friends with benefits, someone I would make out with, but I wouldn't consider it a committed relationship. So let me tell you my story and why I was really, attracted to him. My one committed relationship, he is a really good person. He is still a good person, but he wasn't the right one, and I'm gonna explain that right now. So, why I got into a relationship with him. So at that time, I got into a relationship. My criteria, the bare minimum, had to be that the person knew how to speak Cantonese and can cook. And he totally fit that criteria. Like, that's like the bare minimum. That's what I really, really wanted because that was very important to me at that time. And I was also attracted to him in other ways too. He had a great personality. He was super smart. And well, things did not work out. We were together for a little over 2.5 years. And I really, really, really should have ended things earlier. But it's kind of hard. Like, sometimes but then it's just very difficult, letting go or removing someone. It's just hard to break up. Let's just say it like that. Like I said, so why I got into a relationship with him, as he spoke Cantonese and he can cook. And those were two skills that I lack or that I'm not very good at. And well, I don't think I'm very good at them right now, but let's keep going. And yeah, I was definitely attracted to him. As I'm reflecting on this, I realized that the first mistake I made when getting into this relationship was that I was filling a void. So he essentially filled my void in the sense that I thought I could learn everything I wanted from him. Like, he was definitely very smart, very intelligent, but no one is perfect. Although I learned a lot from him and I enjoyed spending time with him. But when I think about it, what happens when the void is filled? Like, do I still want to be with him? Despite like, if I'm just getting into a relationship to fill the void, it's not really going to work out because once the void is filled, why am I still with him? I mean, things can change over time, but you should not get into a relationship with someone just to simply fill the void. This is what I remember, like, that, when we were approximately 6 months into the relationship, that I started to lose, feelings for him. And yeah, I really should have ended things earlier. But I guess here's another mistake that I made, and I learned from it too, is conforming to society's standards. So since this is my first relationship, I was kind of in the relationship, like, I wasn't really sure how relationships worked, so I just kind of like just adhered to what society thought was a quote unquote perfect relationship, and it felt like we were doing everything right. From the outside, we looked like such a cute and great couple, and everyone approved of him. He treated me really well, and I wanted to go through all the holidays with him to experience all those special moments and the events. And I also at least wanted to experience a 1-year anniversary because, damn, being with a great person and whatnot. And, he liked me too. I mean, of course, we liked each other. That's why we were in a relationship. But another reason why it was harder to break up with him, like sooner rather than later, is that we took a lot of photos together. And, well, because we took a lot of photos together, we looked super cute, like the perfect couple. So basically, it's like, why should I break up with such a good person? In a sense, I was adhering to quote unquote society standards. Yeah, so I was in a perfect relationship, so why ruin it? Here's another thing. He was definitely my rock, my emotional support, and I guess essentially my therapist. But your partner your significant other, whoever you choose to get with, is not your therapist. Do not get into a relationship with someone for therapy purposes. You go to therapy. If you need therapy, you go to a therapist, and your partner can only help you so much. You know, your partner can be there for you, but your partner cannot be your therapist 24/7, because you have to live a life outside of each other as well. So yeah, at one point he was essentially my therapist. And like I said, you should not get with someone if you are using them as emotional support, because once you feel better, you don't really feel like being with that person in that kind of way. I really appreciated that he was always there for me, but there were times when he was really busy, and well, I started hanging out with other people, and at one point it was a lot more fun hanging out with them than it was with him. So to recap on why you should not be in a relationship: do not get into a relationship to fill a void. Do not get into a relationship to conform to society's standards. Do not get into a relationship simply for emotional support. And well, am I still in touch with him? Well, not exactly. And well, you know, things happen. You know, we drift apart, and you know, it is what it is, unfortunately, but it's okay. You know, like, he was a very, very important part of my life, and I am so grateful that he was part of my life. Like, we were friends. Yeah, we were friends, like, afterwards, you know, like, for a really good amount of time. But, you know, stuff happens. And, well, I'm just really grateful. I know, like, this video is all about, like, why you should not be in a relationship. But I can go into when you should get into a relationship. And, well, this is just my opinion. You can agree or disagree. We can have a discussion. I love discussions. I love meaningful discussions. So let me just briefly go over that. If you want to get into a relationship, you should get into one if you can see a future with that person. Do you see that person 5 years in your life from now? Do you see yourself living together? Do you see yourself spending the rest of your lives together? I guess additional tips as to why you should not get into a relationship. Don't get into a relationship if you are lonely. You can be friends with that person, but don't get into a relationship with someone because you are lonely. They are not. Do not use them. Do not use him or her to fill the void. Did I mention in my previous video why I'm not in a relationship? Well, I guess I'll do it again. Okay, so actually, when you do get into a relationship, do not idealize your partner, because no one is perfect. Do not expect too much from your partner, because you do have different viewpoints. And I think for me, I'm not in a relationship at the moment. Well, fun fact, I confessed my feelings to someone, and he said he liked me too. But at this moment, we're just staying friends because commitment is very difficult for both of us. Actually, to be honest, like, our schedules don't align very well with each other. So it's just easier for us to stay friends with benefits, because when you're friends with benefits, there's no strings attached. And I just have a lot going on, which is why I'm currently not in a relationship. I want to engage in my hobbies and be friends with people, you know, get to know them. I don't know when I'll get into a relationship, if I ever do. But, you know, I do think I am a beautiful person. I think you are a beautiful person. And I hope this video helped you in some sort of way. I apologize that it's been a long time since I've done like a sit down video. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed my twice content. My life feels I'm so happy I got to see them. Like, my life feels very complete. And my once is the twice fandom name, is happy. So my life is pretty much complete. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. I hope this made sense. I hope I was able to entertain you for a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to leave a comment. It would mean so much to me if you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications. And I'll see you in the next one.